this lecture we are going to start this world geography, and first we are going to see geomorphology. We are going to start with this geomorphology. So in this geomorphology, first we are going to start from basics onwards, because many students they are coming from non-geography background, so they will be finding very much difficult to understand even solar system. So because of this, we are going to start from a very basic or zero level onwards. So in this lecture, we are going to see solar system. We are going to understand what is a solar system, what is sun, what are these planets, satellites, what are these asteroids, comets, and as well as meteorites. Okay, so everything we are going to discuss, and after watching this lecture, so each and every topic regarding the solar system will be very much clear. So first let us try to understand what is a solar system, what this solar system mainly includes. So I want to give you a basic definition of solar system. Solar system means we will be having sun and celestial bodies. Okay, we will be having sun and celestial bodies. So these celestial bodies, they will be held by the attraction force of the sun, and they will be revolving around sun. So here you need to remember four keywords. So we are having sun, we are having celestial bodies, attraction force, and as well as they will revolve around the sun. Okay, so if you see the definition exactly, sun and these celestial bodies, they are present, and these celestial bodies, they are held by sun with its attraction force, and these celestial bodies, they will be revolving around sun. So this is simple definition of our solar system. And now you will get one question like, so which are all included under this celestial bodies? Which all will comes under the celestial bodies? So I can say in our solar system we have sun. So apart from this sun, we are having celestial bodies. So those celestial bodies are 8 planets. Our 8 planets and moons, those are natural satellites. Okay, and their moons, these mainly orbit around our sun. So other than moon and as well as planets, we are also having other smaller bodies, for example asteroids, for example meteorites, for example comets. So these all includes our solar system. And now I hope it is clear, right? So the celestial bodies mainly includes planets, moons, asteroids, meteoroids, and as well as comets. So if you see this image, you can see here sun, and we are having 4 planets here and 4 planets here, and between Mars and Jupiter we are having asteroid belt. So here you can see Ceres, right? And here beyond Neptune we are having Kuiper belt here, and we are having Pluto, and here you can see Comet, and here you can see Make, and here Aries. So here I want to say, here not only planets, moons, even it includes dwarf planets as well. For example, Ceres is dwarf planet. For example, Pluto is dwarf planet. Make is planet, and as well as it is also dwarf planet. So there are 4 important dwarf planets that you can see in this picture. So I hope you understand what is the solar system. And now let us move forward and let us try to understand what are these planets and different types of planets that are present in our solar system. So if you are talking about planets, they are celestial bodies. Already you know that. Okay, so these are celestial bodies. They will be moving around our sun. Okay, so sun which is present in our center of our solar system, and our planets, they will be moving around the sun in elliptical orbits. So those celestial bodies, they are called as planets. So one important current affairs I need to add here is, so why Pluto is not a planet but it is a dwarf planet? So there are 3 conditions that need to be satisfied. Any celestial body should be called as a planet. So any body that need to be called as a planet, it need to satisfy 3 important things. First one is that body, okay, that body need to orbit sun. So this is the first thing. And second one is it should be nearly spherical shape. And third one is it should have its own orbit. So whenever any celestial body which is satisfying all these three conditions, first one is it need to revolve round the sun. Second one is it need to have like a similar to that of this spherical shape. And third one is it should have its own clear orbit. But if you see Pluto which is mainly satisfying first two conditions, like it is revolving around the sun, it is having spherical shape. But it is not satisfying third condition, like it is not having a clear orbit. It is having some influence of Neptune's gravity, and even the orbit of Pluto which is sharing with some other objects in Kuiper belt. So because of this, Pluto, it is not a planet, now it is a dwarf planet. So there are several other dwarf planets in our solar system. For example, Ceres, Pluto, Eris, and as well as Ganymede. So these are some important dwarf planets. So this is the one important thing I have to add here, because mostly here geography questions, they will be combined with current affairs. So here we will be studying our static syllabus 100%. Wherever it is necessary, I will be also adding current affairs tinge as well. Then you can understand how questions are asking in UPSC prelims and as well as mains. Yes, now let's come back and let us try to see about these planets. So planets of our solar system, they are divisible into two groups. So if you see this image, here we have asteroid belt, and inside this asteroid belt we are having 4 planets, and after this asteroid belt we are having these 4 planets. And asteroid belt, if you say this is as reference, it is inner circle and it is outer circle. So planets which are present inside the circle, okay, so inside this asteroid belt, they are called as inner planets. And these planets which are present outside this asteroid belt, they are called as outer planets. It is a very simple, right? So if you see planets which are present in inner circle, that is lies between our sun and as well as belt of asteroids, they are called as inner planets. And another name for these inner planets is terrestrial planets. Okay, inner planets is also called with another name, that is terrestrial planets. So why they are called as terrestrial planets? Again, this question will pop in your mind, right? So why they are called as terrestrial planets? Because the meaning is Earth-like planets, and these planets are mainly made up of rock and as well as metals, and density is high. So because of all these things, for example, they are mainly made up of rocks and they are containing metals, and because of metals their density is very much high. So they are called as terrestrial planets. Now let us talk about planets which are present outer circle. So these are called as outer planets or gas giant planets, or we can say they are Jovian planets. The size of these planets is comparatively high when we are comparing with that of these inner planets, and amount of gas is also very much high. So if we are talking about inner circle, mainly contains 4 planets, that is inner planets are mainly 4, that is our Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. They are smaller in size and density is also very much high. And if you are comparing with planets which are present in our outer circle, they include Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the 4 planets which are present in our outer circle. And why they are called as Jovian planets, or we can say like outer planets, because so they are having very thick atmosphere when we are comparing with that of these inner planets. So why? Because again we need to go back to that image. So here sun, which is very much near, right? So if you see from sun, we can see solar winds or solar flares that will be coming up. So these solar flares, here these solar flares which have influence on atmosphere which is present around these planets which are very much near. So because of this, what happened, most of the planets, they do not have atmosphere, or if there is present, there is a very thin atmosphere that is present in these inner planets. These planets are very much far away, so the influence of the solar winds or solar flares, that is less in this Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, because they are very much far from Sun. So because of this, these planets mainly contains thick atmosphere, okay, primordial atmosphere that is present in this outer planet. So because of this, they are called as giant gas planets or Jovian planets. I hope you understand what is difference between inner planets and as well as this Jovian planets or outer planets. So now let us move on to which are the planets which are present in our solar system. As you all know, we have 8 planets. First planet is Mercury, second one is Venus, third one is Earth, fourth one is Mars, fifth one is Jupiter, sixth one is Saturn, seventh one is Uranus and ninth one is Neptune. So these are the planets we have in our solar system. And if you're talking about Pluto which is not a planet now, it is a dwarf planet, and I explained you theory of why Pluto which is not a planet now. So if we're talking about planets which mainly contains rings, they include our Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. They have rings around them, and these rings, they are nothing but small debris, okay, small debris. So if we are talking about smallest planet in our solar system, it is our Mercury, and largest planet you all know, that is Jupiter. If we are talking about inner planets, there are 4: Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, and outer planet is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are inner planets and as well as outer planets. And now we need to know one important term, that is planet orbit. So name itself, it is saying that it is an orbit of planet. So what is the definition of this planet orbit? Already we know Sun is present in our center of our solar system, and our planets, they will be revolving around the Sun. So whenever it is revolving, it is making an orbit. So in orbit in which planet revolves around the Sun is called as planet orbit. So while planet which mainly traveling in one direction, so already we know that Sun have gravitational force. So this gravitational force mainly pulling this planet towards itself. So because of this, that planet will be bring back to starting point, and this will forms an orbit. So now let us try to see with diagram. Here we have our Sun. So let us assume this is our Sun, and here we have planet. So let us try to take planet which is moving in this direction. But we know that Sun have our Sun's gravitational force. So Sun's gravitational force will try to pull this planet towards itself. So whenever it is moving this side, whenever this gravitational force which is acting towards this side, then the planet will tend to move in this direction. So whenever planet is moving like this and gravitational force is acting like this, then it will be moving like this direction. And whenever planet which is moving in this direction, so because of gravitational force, it is moving in this direction, right? So in this way, finally due to gravitational force of Sun, our planet will come to its original or starting point. So in this way, it is mainly creating orbit, okay? So orbit, it is nothing but the complete revolution, okay, complete revolution of this planet around the Sun, which is done in a path. This is called as planet orbit. I hope you understand this concept. And now let us move on to our boss, that is Sun. So without Sun, there is no solar system, right? So if you are talking about some facts regarding Sun, which is mainly located in the center of our solar system. You know, I know, even kids, they will know that Sun which is located in the center of our solar system. And Sun which is very, very extremely hot, because Sun mainly comprises of gases. And we all know Sun is the ultimate source of heat and as well as light for our solar system. And here Sun which is having gravitational force. So because of this gravitational force, which is mainly holding planets, right? So planets are held mainly by the gravitational force of Sun. And if you are talking about Sun Sun is at present which mainly comprises of 70% of hydrogen and 28% of helium. Sun mainly comprises of 70% of hydrogen and 28% of helium, and rest 2% it mainly contains some metals. So you can ask me whether this composition is static or stationary. I can say like there will be some slow changes that can be seen over time, because hydrogen will be converted into sometimes helium. So because of this, sometimes this proportion will be changed very slowly. And next one is light which is emitted from sun. It is called as insolation or solar radiation. So this light which mainly travels with a very speed, it is about 3 lakh kilometers per second. Okay, I can say 3 into 10 power 6 meters per second. So here light mainly travels at a speed of 3 lakh kilometers per second. So the time taken by the sunlight to reach Earth, it is just 8 minutes. Just 8 minutes, within 8 minutes, sunlight will reach Earth. And now let us try to talk about Earth. Some facts regarding Earth. So if you see about this Earth, it is the third nearest planet to Sun. So first planet it is our Mercury, second one is Venus, and third is Earth. So Earth is the third nearest planet to the Sun. And if you see in our entire solar system, we are having 8 planets. So Earth is fifth largest planet. Okay, Earth is fifth largest planet and it is the third nearest planet to the Sun. And if you are talking about shape, so many students mainly confused with this shape. So it is not exactly spherical shape. For example, it's shape of ball. It is not exactly that shape, but the shape of Earth is geoid shape. What is this geoid shape? So as we know, if you take this as a globe, here we have North Pole and here we have South Pole, right? So at this pole it is not round in shape, it is like flat in shape. Okay, so shape will be flattened at poles and somewhat it is bulged at center. So this is our geoid shape. So if I try to draw this shape of the Earth, it is not like this. So it is like this, geoid shape. So we can see it is a flattened at poles and bulged in between or middle or center. So this shape, it is a geoid shape. Earth is like a geoid shape. And if you see, Earth is also called as a blue planet. For example, Mars is called as red planet. Because of high amount of ferrous oxides present on Mars, it is called as red planet and it also appears like red in color. If you see Earth, which is a blue planet. So why blue planet? Because 2/3 of surface of the Earth which is covered by water, only 1/3 of surface of Earth which is containing land. So because of this it is called as blue planet. So these are the some important facts regarding our Earth. Now let us move on to satellite. So if you are talking about satellite, we have mainly 2 types of satellites. First one is natural satellite, second one is human made or artificial satellites. So if we are talking about natural satellites, they are our celestial bodies, and where these celestial bodies revolve, they revolve around our planets. Okay, so as you know, here if you have sun, so here we have planets. Planets will be revolving around sun in their orbits, and here these planets, they will be revolve. Okay, we can say like these satellites will be revolving around planets in this way. Okay, so these are celestial bodies. These satellites mainly revolve around planets. How planets will be revolving around the sun? In the same manner, the satellites will be revolving around our planets. So these are our natural satellites. For example, moon is natural satellite of Earth. And next one is human made satellite. So human made satellite means I can say like these are artificial satellites, and these are mainly designed by our scientists. For example, we are having Earth observation satellite, we are having remote sensing satellites. Okay, for example, we are having number of satellites, right? So satellites mainly launched by ISRO, for example NASA, European Space Agency, Japanese Space Agency, Chinese Space Agency. So different countries, they have their satellites which are mainly launched. So those are human made or artificial satellites. So what is the importance of these satellites? That will be dealt in your science and technology classes. Okay, what are the different types of satellites, that is artificial satellites, how they will work and what are their applications, everything will be dealt in your science and technology classes. As of now, we are going to discuss what are these human made satellites and what are these natural satellites. So I want to give you one homework. Please open your NCERT and see the list, like which planet which is containing how many natural satellites and which satellite which has large number of satellites. You have to make a note. So this is your work. And now let us try to talk about what is this asteroid belt. So before seeing this asteroid belt, first we need to understand the term what is this asteroid. So asteroid, it is nothing but remnants of planetary formation. So to understand how this asteroid formed, you need to refer Big Bang theory. So in our upcoming videos, we are going to discuss different theories of formation of universe. There are about 7 theories we are going to discuss, and one important theory and most accepted theory is Big Bang theory. So what happened whenever the formation of universe is happening? So what happened, one cloud which mainly burst into number of pieces, and after slowly these pieces consolidated and they formed into sun and as well as planets, etc. So during this planetary formation, some remnants, they didn't solidify or they didn't unified, but they started revolving around the sun. Okay, we can see this asteroid belt that is present between Mars and the Jupiter. I already showed you image, right? So this asteroid belt that is present between Mars and Jupiter. So it is a circular chain of asteroids. So it is called as asteroid belt. So why? One question that might pop up in your mind here is, so why these asteroids, they didn't unite to form a planet? So what happened? It is mainly present between Mars and Jupiter. As you all know, Jupiter, it is the biggest planet in our solar system. So because of some gravity, because of gravitational interference of this Jupiter, so those asteroids which are present between this Mars and Jupiter, they didn't reunite. Okay, they failed to form together. Okay, they failed to fuse together because of interference of gravitational force of Jupiter, and they are revolving around the sun in a belt called as asteroid belt. So this asteroid belt, which mainly lies between 2.3 and 3.3 astronomical units from the sun. So if we are talking about asteroids, they are also called with one another name. So another name of these asteroids is planetoids. So asteroids also called as planetoids. So planetoids is another terms of an asteroid. And one more question is, these asteroids, they are mainly composed of which material? For example, they contain rock material and as well as some metallic minerals, and even they contain some amount of ice. So they mainly contains rocks, some minerals and as well as ice. So if you are talking about asteroids, so all asteroids except largest, that is Ceres, they are classified as small solar system bodies, but this series is called as dwarf planet. Okay, Ceres is called as dwarf planet, but all other asteroids except this Ceres, they are called as solar system bodies. And if you are talking about these asteroids, they can also break. So these asteroids, they mainly break and they form meteoroids. Okay, you need to be clear with these 3 terms: meteoroids, meteor, and as well as meteorite. First one is ID, meteor, and meteorite. So in this way also, so if you understand this difference, then it will be very, very useful from your prelims point of view. So whenever asteroid which is mainly breaking, and these particles, they are called as meteoroids. Okay, and sometimes these meteoroids, they will reach Earth's surface. So in the process of reaching Earth's surface, the change of this name, that is meteoroid to meteor, meteor to meteoroid, mainly seen here. So if you're talking about next thing, that is Kuiper belt. So this Kuiper belt, it is very important, and this Kuiper belt, it is nothing but it is a great ring of debris which is very much similar to that of asteroid belt. But one difference between this asteroid belt and Kuiper belt is asteroids are mainly formed comprised of rock or some minerals and as well as ice. But these Kuiper belt, which mainly contains objects, and these objects, they are mainly composed of ice. So as we know that distance between sun and Kuiper belt is increasing, so there is less influence of solar radiation or heat of sun. So because of this object in this Kuiper belt, they are mainly composed of ice. But here asteroid belt, which is very much near, so because of this we can see less amount of ice in this asteroid belt. But in this Kuiper belt, primarily they are composed of ice. And if you see distance, okay, distance, it is about 30 to 50 astronomical units from sun. So this is the one important difference. Asteroid belt, which mainly comprises of asteroids. Asteroids are made up of rocks, metals, and as well as some small quantity of ice. But Kuiper belt, which mainly contains debris, and this debris primarily composed of ice. Now let us try to see one more important word, that is comet. Okay, so here you can see this is comet. So what is this comet? Comet is nothing but an icy small solar system body, and which is mainly passing very much close to the sun. So because of sun's heat, whatever the gases which are present and whatever the ice is present, that will be mainly burned off, and it will be appearing like a twinkling star. Okay, so comet, it is a icy small solar system body when passing close to the sun, which mainly heats up due to effects of solar radiation and solar wind upon the nucleus, and that begin to outgas. Actually these comets are nothing but frozen gas. So whenever heat is there and whenever there is heating up of this comets, then whatever the gas which is present or frozen gas, that will come out. So this process is called as outgas. So whenever gas which is coming outside or outgas is happening, it is mainly displaying like a comma, or sometimes it is also a tail. So if you are talking about one important difference between our planet orbit and as well as comet orbit is, so these comets, they are highly elliptical orbit than compared to that of our planet. So if you are talking about orbits of these comets, if you see here we have sun and here we have planets. Planets which mainly revolve around sun in their planetary orbits, and these planetary orbits are elliptical and we can say like near circular orbits. But if you see these comets, they will be moving in this direction. It is a most elliptical, okay, very much elliptical orbits. So comets are having highly elliptical orbits when we are comparing with that of this planetary orbits. And these comets, they are mainly made up of frozen gases. For example, we have water in the form of ice, right? And next one is ammonia, methane, carbon dioxide. So they are mainly present in comets, and these mainly hold together small pieces of rocky and as well as metallic minerals. So these icy and as well as frozen gas, which mainly hold some amount of very small pieces of ice, rock, and as well as metallic minerals. So this is the image. So I want to give you one memory. So if you sleep outside or on your terrace during summer season, then you can see this type of comets. Okay, comets that will be seen whenever you are having or whenever you are staring at the sky in night. So I also saw many times this type of images, and I can recall my memories when I used to sleep on my terrace in my childhood and in my grandmother's house, etc. So here, yeah, these are nothing but comets. And now let us try to talk about different types of comets. If you are talking about different types of comets, we are having two types. So first one is a short period comet. First one is short period, second one is a longer period comets. So short period comet means, so what happened? So these comets, they are mainly originated in our Kuiper belt. So this Kuiper belt which is present after our Neptune, right? So in this Kuiper belt, whenever these comets are originated, they are called as short period comets. And long period comet means, so these are mainly originated from Oort cloud. So Oort cloud is very much far away from this Kuiper belt. So if you are talking about what is this Oort cloud means, it is a giant shell of icy bodies. So this mainly encircle our solar system. So after this Kuiper belt, our solar system is encircled by this Oort cloud. So in this Oort cloud, whenever comets are originating, they are called as long period comets. So if you are talking about Oort cloud, it mainly present at a distance of 5,000 to 1 lakh astronomical unit from our sun. So one of the larger comet is Halley comet, which mainly orbits and which this comet which mainly comes very much closer to Earth every 76 years, and for the last time it mainly found in 1986. And now let us try to look diagram of Oort cloud. So if you see, if this is our sun, okay, here we can see this Oort cloud is present, right? So if you see here, we have this Kuiper belt, and it is very much far from our Kuiper belt as well. So here we can see this Oort cloud which is present, and the distance here is 5,000 to 1 lakh astronomical units. And now let us try to see one important keyword, that is what is meteoroid, what is meteor, and as well as what is meteorite. So prelims questions already asked regarding this topic, difference between this meteoroid, meteor and meteorite. So now let us try to see this in detail. So what is this meteoroid? ROID. ROID means whenever asteroids, whenever they are breaking, and these are celestial objects which are mainly floating in our space. Okay, so whenever the broken parts of these asteroids, whenever they are seen in space, whenever they are floating in space, they are called as meteoroids. And these meteors, they mainly strike of light which mainly appears in our sky. That means whenever these meteors, they are trying to enter into our atmosphere, due to friction, especially mesosphere, so these meteors mainly burns. Okay, so this meteor strike is called as shooting star or falling star. But sometimes these stars, these meteors, they will be not completely burning in our atmosphere, and some remnants that will come and fall on our Earth's surface. So those fallen objects on our Earth's surface, they are called as meteorite. So if you see this image, then you can clearly understand. Whenever there is any asteroid, whenever breaking of asteroid is happened, that is called as meteoroid which is present in our space itself, and it is floating in our space. And it will enters into our atmosphere in mesosphere. So because of friction, so there will be burning of this meteoroid is happening, that is mainly releasing some streak or light. It is called as meteor streak, meteor shower. And after incomplete burning of this meteor, that will reach Earth's surface, that is called as meteorite. Okay, so this is the difference, and if you see this image, you can easily remember this topic, and I hope this. And recently this meteorite is in news. What happened in 2012, meteor shower happened in Ketol town, which is located in Nagpur. In that too in afternoon time, mid-afternoon time. So people mainly didn't see this shower actually because of daylight, but they heard some thunder sounds and as well as some lightning, so everything they saw. Then what happened, Geological Survey of India, they approached the site and they collected about 30 meteorite fragments, and they started studying about these specimens. And recently there is a news like, so these meteorites mainly composed of olivine. Okay, so if you are studying this meteorite, we can understand some origins, how these planets and as well as celestial bodies originated. So these are some important sources that we can study to understand how this Earth or how celestial bodies they mainly formed. So this is some current affairs that is present recently. Okay, The place is Ketol in Nagpur. That happened in 2012 but recently released data in 2021, that too in October. And now let us try to talk about one more important word, that is meteorite crater. So what is this meteorite crater? Whenever these incompletely burnt meteorites, they are coming and they are hitting our Earth's surface, means if it all this meteorite which is coming and hitting ground, then that will create a small depression, because as we know, whenever any object which is falling, means it is mainly comes under influence of our Earth gravitational force. So whether it is falling from much height, means it will be having much effect of our gravitational force, right? So because of this, it will create some circular depressions wherever these meteorites which mainly falling on Earth's surface, that is called as meteorite crater. So these circles or these depressions that will be filled by water and that will form sometimes lake. So these types of lake which is present in India, that is Lonar Lake in Maharashtra. Okay, so if you see about this meteorite impacts, they are commonly seen on all planets, not only on Earth, and even that is seen on moons as well. So if we are talking about largest meteor crater, which is mainly located in Arizona, USA. It is about 1300 meters deep. 1300 meters deep meteor crater. It is the highest in the world, which mainly formed 10,000 years ago. So if we are talking about meteorite craters in India, we are having mainly three. First one is Lonar Lake. It is about 1.8 kilometers in diameter, which is located in Buldana district of Maharashtra. And second one is Dala crater. Dala crater, it is 14 kilometers in diameter in Shivpuri district in Madhya Pradesh. And third one is Ramgarh crater. So this Ramgarh crater, it is 3.5 kilometers in wide and it is a potential meteorite crater in Kota Plateau, and this Kota Plateau located in Rajasthan. And now let us try to talk about one important keyword, that is exoplanet. If you are coming across or reading newspaper, you will come across this word exoplanet. So what is the meaning of exoplanet? So it is also planet, but this planet which is not present inside our solar system but outside solar system, and it is revolving around another star, not sun. I hope it is clear, right? So exoplanets are the planets that orbit around other stars which are located outside our solar system. So here we are having number of exoplanets, right? So exoplanets are also called as extrasolar planets. All the stars, they have at least one planet which is revolving around them. Okay, so most of these exoplanets are discovered so far are located very far from our Milky Way galaxy. And next important term you need to know is Goldilocks zone. So what is this Goldilocks zone? So Goldilocks zone, in simple words I can say, it mainly refers to habitable zone. It is refers to habitable zone around a star. So why it is habitable zone? Because water should be available in liquid form. For example, if there is temperature very high, means water boils and water will be present in vapor form. If there is very low temperature, means water will be freezed and it will be present in ice form. So Goldilocks zone means in this area the temperature it is very just right. So in this temperature we can see water, it is present in a liquid form. Okay, so if you see in our solar system, Earth is the sun's Goldilocks zone. On Earth we can see water which is available in liquid form. About 2/3 of Earth's surface which is mainly covered by water itself. Only 1/3 of Earth's surface has land. So our Earth is sun's Goldilocks zone. So if Earth were in a dwarf planet like Pluto, if on the Earth there is low temperature, means water will be freezes up, right? And on other hand, if Earth which is very much near to sun like Mercury, means there will be very high temperature. So because of this high temperature, water will be present in vapor form, right? So but on Earth we can see water which is present on liquid form. So our Earth is Goldilocks zone of sun. So for existence of life, water is very important. As you all know, life on earth mainly started in water. So water is very much necessary and ingredient for the life. So this is about this Goldilocks zone. And in this lecture we discussed in a very great detail regarding our solar system. I hope you understand each and every term that we discussed in this lecture. In the next class we are going to study about theories of formation of universe, and that topic is very important from your mains point of view. So I hope you understand this lecture. Thank you so much.